Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel. Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. It is the last day before the All-Star break here in Year 4 of the FSBL, and we come to you live from Cleveland, where the Indians, after a slow start, had made a big-time surge, trying to push their way into contention. The Detroit Tigers have slammed the brakes on that. The Tigers, first place in the AL Central, have taken the first 3 games of this 4-game set in Cleveland. The Tigers, folks, are for real. Look at that. 6 runs allowed over the first 3 games by this vaunted Tigers pitching staff, and they will send the red-hot rookie Hal Newhouser to the mound today in the attempt to wrap up a 4-game sweep of the 3-time division champions. Addy Joss will try to prevent that from happening. 10-3, a 3.08 earned run average for Joss. His whip is below 1. He has been exceptional, and the Indians will absolutely need that from him. Leading it off for the Tigers, Alan Trammell, 286, 9 homers, 35 RBIs. Advocate 8, and our good friend Dwayne March joining us. Yes, like season 1, back when I wasn't working in the office 3 days a week. But good to be. I had a little energy in me here as I wrapped up work and figured I would get another game in. So figured I would get this one done. I was looking forward to this one. And the Tigers taking the first 3 games of this 4-game set. The Indians had gotten themselves within 4 games of a wild card spot, which is somewhat staggering given how bad they had started off the season. But again, the Tigers, now with Kaline back from injury, have pumped the brakes on the Indian surge, at least for the time being. Fastball from Joss is in there for a strike. That makes it 3-1. Foley and Lodgeway of the Indians, you see there at the bottom of the screen, riding a 17-game hitting streak. He's gotten hot again. He had gone down for a couple of weeks, but he's right back up atop the American League in batting. Trammell fouls that one off, and the count goes full. Hey, Legends, how's life treating you? Life is treating me well, Nathaniel. Thank you very much. I hope the same is true for you, my friend. Fastball there, borderline pitch, but it misses up high, and Joss opens things off with a lead-off walk to Alan Trammell. Here's Curtis Granderson. Granderson batting .249. We're still a couple weeks away from the trade deadline, but we have started to see some moves, and the Tigers have made a potentially big one. Andre Dawson has come to the Tigers from the Montreal Expos. The Expos, who were a huge surprise in the league over the first 2 seasons, have fallen on very hard times and have started sending a few of their top players away here in July of Year 4. Dawson was shipped here to the Tigers. Jeff Reardon was shipped to the contending Diamondbacks, who are fighting for a wild card spot in the National League. We'll see if there are more guys shipped out of Montreal over the final 2 weeks of the season. Dawson has had a down year, and he's been down for a couple. Hawk has hit for power, but his on-base percentage has generally been low, so he has not quite played to expectations. Curve ball there. Granderson fouls off, but even so, this Tigers offense has needed a bit of thunder, and if they can get Dawson hot, Dawson will certainly provide them that. Breaking ball there. Granderson pops it up. Lodgeway has it, puts it away for out number 1. Your Tigers lineup: Trammell, Granderson, and Kaline. Cash, Dawson at designated hitter. Bill Freehan, Northrop, Polanco, and Inge. So here's Al Kaline. Kaline batting .305. He has not missed a beat since coming back from his 7-week stint on the injured list. He takes a fastball there from Josh for strike 1. .305, 7 homers, 24 RBIs for Kaline. Fastball misses down low. It's 1-1. Fastball up and in. Kaline swings and misses, and the count goes to 1-2. Josh delivers again. Fastball misses just a touch high. Josh delivers. Kaline grounded to second. That could be two. Kaline. Lajoie flips it to Chapman, on to first to Tome, 4-6-3, and Joss gets out of the inning. So he survives the leadoff walk to Trammell. We'll head to the bottom of the first here in Cleveland. Tigers nothing. Indians coming up. On the hill for the Tigers, Hal Newhouser, the lefty rookie, 11-5, a 2.27 ERA. He has been sensational here in his rookie campaign, the front runner for Rookie of the Year, and he's going to get votes for outstanding pitcher as well. Leading it off for the Indians, Kenny Lofton, 257. Lofton has had a power surge over this past couple weeks. He's up to 10 homers. Fastball to called strike. Rocks and fives. Lofton tries to bunt his way on, kind of hop bunt there. Tough play for Polanco, and Lofton is going to be on with a bunt single. So Lofton starts off the bottom of the first by getting on with a bunt base hit. The Indians have the first man aboard for the league's leading hitter, Napoleon Lajoie. Lajoie batting .347. Fastball from Newhouser is in for a called strike. 14 homers, 46 RBIs, a 17-game hitting streak for Lajoie. Newhouser checks Lofton, certainly a threat. Curveball there, misses down and in. One and one, the count. Another deal. Fastball misses up and away. Two and one as Newhouser works to Lajoie. Looked at Lofton again. Fastball again misses a touch high. You see Manny Ramirez waiting on deck. We've seen both these teams a few times in recent broadcasts. Again, now that we've gotten every team broadcast once during the season in our games of the week, now we're just going to kind of pick the best or most intriguing matchups of a given week and do those. Newhouser delivers. Fastball is a called strike. And the fact is, the Central divisions are the two best races on, in the league. The other divisions are kind of somewhat decided already. Ground ball to short there. Nice turn by Polanco at second. 6-4-3 double play. So the Tigers return the favor. Indians turn double play in the top half. Tigers turn one here in the bottom half. Nathaniel, I appreciate that. Yeah, 500 subs again for the kind of stuff that we do. Is certainly a good number. What any of us who do this in this hobby, it's a very niche thing, and I certainly understand that. But to get to 500 was admittedly pretty cool. So first pitch from Newhouser to Manny misses. 1-0 the count. Ramirez continuing to have a down year, but he's broken out at times. He's had a few big home runs recently, and You may see a very strong second half from Manny Ramirez. Fastball from Newhouser misses inside. It's 3-0. A lot of lower than expected averages for this Indians lineup to this point in the season. Fastball from Newhouser. Manny taken all the way there. That one right down the middle. Three and one. Newhouser deals. Manny knocks it foul, and the count goes full. Newhouser deals. Manny, ground ball up the middle, diving stop, knocked down by Polanco, stays with it, throws to first and gets him. Nicely done by Placido Polanco. A couple of good plays by him. That turn was a nice turn as well. So we'll head to the top of the second here in Cleveland. Tigers nothing, Indians nothing. Tigers looking to complete a 4-game sweep. We head to the top of the second. Here's Norm Cash. Cash batting .264. 18 homers. Only 33 ribbies to go with those 18 homers. Even so. Fine season so far for Cash. First pitch from Joss is in for a called strike. You see, Indians playing Cash to pull. Delivers. Fastball misses inside. One and one the count. High ball left center. Drifting over. Manny is underneath it. Puts it away for the first down.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Andre Dawson.
So here comes the newly acquired Hawk, Andre Dawson, 242. You'll see 16 homers, 49 ribbies, but still an OPS under 700. Dawson is basically not throwing any walks, and the average isn't that high. But he is doing some damage. Joss wants to know where that pitch was. Doesn't seem like he's satisfied with the answer, but it's 1-0. When Gehrig is dropped out of the top 5 in home runs, is he in a slump? I'm not sure if it's so much that he's really in a slump. There's nothing that I've really noticed as far as him slumping. As Dawson grips this one to left center. That ball's carrying, and that ball's out of here. Well, that's why they acquired him. Andre Dawson, his 17th home run of the season, gets the Tigers on the board. Takes that pitch from Joss. That got out of here in a hurry. Dawson lets it rip, and it's 1-0 Tigers. Getting thrust into a playoff team. Sitting well with Dawson. And Dwayne says the Hawk, welcome to Detroit. Yeah, no doubt there. Oh, wall scraper, but enough to clear. He was acquired a few days ago. I think he's hit a couple of homers since that trade happened, actually. But as far as what you were asking about Gehrig, I don't think it's that he's gone into a slump. Jimmy Fox has gotten red hot. Remember, Fox has had a sluggish start to the season, but Fox is now second in home runs. So I think it's just maybe, other guys have kind of heated up a little bit. I'm sure Gehrig is sitting there probably at 6th or 7th or something like that. Here's Bill Freehan. Freehan batting .304. He skies this one to left. Manny coming on. Gets there in plenty of time for the second out.
Batting 7, the left fielder, number 7.
Here's Jim Northrup. Northrup batting .256. 10 homers, 41 RBIs. And you got 4 divisions with double-digit margins at the moment. Yes, Reggie. Dwayne knows Reggie having a darn good year for the A's too. Reggie's having his best season so far. Who did the Detroit send to Montreal? Detroit dealing from surplus. They did not give up that much. Again, Dawson has underperformed a bit. It was Dave Rozema, who is a solid pitcher, and I actually would have vetoed the trade, except that Rozema's rating is good enough to get him as the number 5 guy in the rotation. Dawson was the top. Again, I've mentioned this previously. I have certain rules where I will veto it, override an AI trade. And the AI trades aren't bad. They're really not. But I have certain rules in place, things that I won't allow to happen. And one of the things for me is if you deal the top rated guy at a position, you have to be getting a guy who will become a top rated, or in the case of starting pitchers, one of the starters, in return, for him. So if Rozema had not rated highly enough to crack the Expos rotation, I wouldn't have let that trade go through. But he's going to crack. He's going to crack it. He's going to slide into the number 5 slot. So I let the trade happen. Again, I don't want to be too involved in it, but I do have certain guidelines that I try to keep in place. But again, the AI is solid, not great. Kind of like it's like bullpen management. It's the same kind of thing. It does a solid job, but it could be improved a bit. So I have my kind of measures that I put in place to try to fix the things I don't necessarily agree with. Larry Doby tags this one. It's going to kind of get caught up there in the breeze a little bit. That ball, I thought that was hit better off the bat, but Granderson, plenty of room. Put that one away. It just ends up being a lazy fly. There's one out.
The third baseman.
I'm trying to remember who the minor leaguer was, but it wasn't a big name guy by any stretch. So here's Jose Ramirez, 262, 17 homers, 45 RBIs for the switch-hitting third baseman. Ramirez tops this one down to third. Inge charges, throws to first, and there's 2 away. Oh, please, Dan, no problem. I love talking shop with these projects. I do, you know that. MLB the 25 has the same problems too. Yeah, like I said, I haven't gotten a show version since 22. I just don't have any reason to. Again, I mean, I'm now, I'm in the 4th season of this, but I've also created 1,500 players. So to create all those guys from scratch, like if I decided, if MLB 26 comes out and is incredible, and I know that it fixes some things and stuff like that, would I consider moving this to that? Yes, but I would have to create 1,500 guys again. So there's going to have to be a really compelling reason for me to move off of this game when 22 does everything that I need it to. So that wraps up the second. We'll head to the top of the third. Still 1-0 Tigers. Here's Polanco. Polanco has been great against lefties, terrible against righties. Overall, 240, 3 homers, 15 RBIs. He steps in to lead off here against Addy Joss. Curveball missed. Fly ball. Out to center. Walton gets there in plenty of time. Eases underneath him for the first out.
Batting ninth, the third baseman, number 15.
Here's Brandon Inge. Inge batting 238, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Up there, you'll see Dwayne's friend, Aaron Judge, has reclaimed the American League home run lead. He's got 32 now. Popped up on the infield here. Tomei at the mound puts it away in 2 quick outs here in the top of the 3rd.
Alan Trammell.
So here's Trammell. He walked in the 1st. Fastball in there for a call and strike. Trammell currently 4th in the voting among shortstops in the American League. Fastball misses inside. It's 1-1. Two-one offering from Joss. Trammell lines it down. Two and two to count. Joss delivers. Fastball misses inside. Willie Mays has retaken the National League home run race. Willie Mays has 39 homers at the All-Star break. I'll tell you, man, what a season for Willie Mays. He has been otherworldly. In addition to playing sensational defense, his WAR is already at like 9 as we get to the All-Star break. Joss whiffs Trammell there to end the top of the 3rd. We'll head to the bottom half. 1-0 Detroit here in Cleveland. Yes, he hit for the cycle as well. He's been an absolute beast. Guy who has not been a beast, Jim Tomei. Tomei definitely a down year. He has gotten himself back up to 16 homers and 42 ribbies. Still a little low for him. But that 220 average for Tomei so far this season. Again, just the Indians' offense as a whole has just been down here in year 4. Two-0 delivery from Newhouser. Misses up high. Behind Tomei 3-0. Al Rosen, designated hitter, waits on deck. Goes to a 3-0 curveball in there for strike 1. Their rocks and fires. Tomei swings and misses, and the count goes full. Newhouser working quickly here. 3 sets up away. Fastball, cold strike 3 on the outside corner. Tomei doesn't like it. Doesn't care. This is a borderline pitch. Ooh, that's a tough pitch to ring Jim Tomei up on. But down he goes. That's the first strikeout for Newhouser. 1 away. Here's Rosen. Rosen batting .272. First pitch fastball misses away. 5 homers, 15 RBIs for Rosen. He's not the regular designated hitter to open up the season. Swings and misses there. It's 1-1. Call and strike. You can see the Yankees up by 14. Tigers up by 6.5 over the Twins. Good wicked change up there from Newhouser, and down goes Rosen. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Batting 9th, the shortstop, Ray.
That'll bring up Ray Chapman. The A's up by 27 in the American League West. Oh my goodness, the A's going to start sending out little leaguers to play. Chapman, .297, 12 homers, 37 RBIs. Very good offensive season here for Ray Chapman, who had a very down year in year 3. Fouled it off. Newhouser rocks and fires. Shot down the right field line. Foul. 1-2 to count. Newhouser deals. Ground ball. Worm killer out there to second. Polanco throws on to first. And the side is retired. So Newhouser has faced the minimum through 3. We head to the 4th here in Cleveland. 1-0 Detroit. So here's Grandy. Granderson popped out his first time.
The center fielder, number 28.
Jones delivers. Change up, misses down and away. Fastball from Johnson in there, 1-1. Dodgers have fallen back below 500. I'll tell you, man, the Dodgers started off this season so well. I'm kind of shocked what has gone on there with the Dodgers. I thought the Dodgers had that nice playoff run last year. They upset the Phillies in the postseason. I thought the Dodgers were going to have a real fine year here in year 4. Right now, they're on the outside looking in. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Another one popped up by Granderson. This one's in foul ground. Ramirez underneath. Puts it away for the first out.
Now back, number 6.
So that'll bring up K-Line. K-Line 0 for 1. Grounded out his first time up. There's a shot out to right center. Gets a good hold of that. Doby going to give chase, and all he's going to be able to do is watch a hit off the top of the wall. K-Line will coast into second with a stand-up 1-out double. His 18th double of the season. Drives one the other way into the gap. Lofton giving chase. Doby gives chase as well. K-Line barely missing a home run there. So now 1-out man on second. Here's Norm Cash. Cash is 0 for 1. First pitch. Ooh. Borderline call there. Kind of the same pitch they rang up Tomei on. It looked to be outside. Goss gets the call. Cash goes fishing for a low fastball, nubs it foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Goss from the set, delivers. Fastball misses down and in. Another of Dwayne's Yankees, Bernie Williams, has just been pouring. He's up to 342. Bernie has kind of had down year, great year, down year, great year. Since the FSBL started. Fastball misses outside. 2 years ago, Bernie got into a big power stretch also. Tigers would have loved power from Cash there. Instead, he pops it up to third. Ramirez puts it away, and there's 2 down.
The batter, number 10, designated hitter, Andre.
So here's the Hawk, and Dawson. Yep, Dawson came in before this series, 5 for 14. He's driven in 7 runs in the series. So Dawson, since coming over from the Expos, has made his presence very felt here with the Tigers. Fastball misses outside. Only run in the game, a solo homer from Andre Dawson. Grounds that one down to first. Tomei has it. Flips to Joss. Recovers. And the side is retired. So we got a good pitcher's duel going here in Cleveland. But right now, Newhouser getting the best of it. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Detroit. Here's Lofton. Lofton has the Indians' only hit. He had a bunt base hit
Number 7.
to open up the game, but then was retired when Lodgeway hit into the double play. Fastball misses down low. Tim Hudson has 12 wins for the A's. Tim Hudson probably has the best winning percentage in FSBL history. Hudson has been the number 5 starter for the best team in the American League, basically the best team in baseball in terms of regular season record for the first 4 years. So Hudson's probably 40 games over 500 to this point. Sports Time Machine. How are you, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. Check out Mike's terrific channel. I actually believe I saw that you were just doing a broadcast. Mike will try to get back there and catch that one at some point over the weekend or when I'm at work on Monday. Play a little catch up. The days I'm in the office, I try to play catch up on everybody's channels. Listen to a few games while I'm at work. Fastball right down the middle from Newhouser there. It's 1-1. Speedy Lofton on first. When Hudson was with the A's, that's a good question if you'd really classify him as one, Nathaniel, because when he was there, it was him, Mulder, and Zito together. So I kind of think who was the one probably depended on the season. Like Zito had a couple of really good years. But I think that Hudson was probably the most consistent out of that trio. I would probably classify Hudson as the number 1 there. But, you know, right now he's in a rotation with Lefty Grove and Rube Waddell and Catfish Hunter. Shot down the left field line. That's hooking. That's going to get foul and out of play. And Eddie Plank. So all of a sudden, you know, Tim Hudson in that group of 5 is the 5th best guy. You know, so he's going against. So Hudson, backed by that A's offense, is going against other teams' number 4 or 5 starters usually, and that's just he's just piling up wins. Lodgeway pulls that one down. Newhouser's throwing a lot of those change-ups in this game. One and 2 to count. Breaking ball. That one shot foul. Right, Hudson went to the Braves. But Hudson was solid with the Braves, too. Hey, Yoko. Good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well with you. Breaking ball inside. That catches Lodgeway. Looked like it caught him off the knee. Obviously, no intent there. But now the Indians have the first 2 men on with nobody out for Manny Ramirez. Ramirez 0 for 1 today. He's 2 for 13 in the series. Fastball. Ooh. That pitch, I'll tell you, the home plate umpire there is giving that pitch in that spot. Up and in for righties, up and away to lefty. 0-1 pitch from Newhouser. Manny lines it in the left. There's a base hit. Northrop comes up throwing, but Lofton's going to come around to score easily, and the Indians tie it up at 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. 3 straight base runners for the Tribe. Fastball at the knees, but straight and pretty much down the middle, and Manny goes down and gets it. Here's Larry Doby. He's 0 for 1. Fastball there for a call strike. Doby flew out his first time up. Oh, 1980 draft night. That'll be cool. It's a fun era of guys will be in that 1980 project. That'd be neat. Change up, misses down and in. Padres AAA team was in Hawaii. I wouldn't have been able to tell you it was the Padres team, but I remembered that there was a team in Hawaii. I don't think they were there for that long. My guess is just transportation just proved to be a freaking pain in the ass. And the cost of transportation. I don't think that was a long-held thing. Doby goes down looking, third strikeout for Newhouser, and there's one away. Here's Jose Ramirez. Ramirez rounded out his first time up. Fastball swung on and missed. They try to run it there with Lodgeway. It almost feels like there was a missed sign there. Trying to steal. What was a double steal? All right. They get the lead runner there. I don't think Napoleon Lodgeway would probably be the lead runner on a double steal there, though. But the Indians just trying to get something. Try to spark the offense a bit. Ramirez fouls that one straight back. Who wanted to come home? That's right. You go to play series in Hawaii, and then it's like, oh, geez, this road trip has us going from Honolulu to Topeka. Who the hell's going to want to get on that plane? 1-2 the count. Popped up on the infield. Cash takes charge at the mound. Puts it away, and the side is retired. So the Indians threaten for what could have turned into a big inning. They only get one out of it, though. Manny with the RBI single. We head to the top of the fifth here in Cleveland. Tigers and Indians tied at 1. Here's Bill Freehan. Freehan flew out his first time up.
The catcher, Bill Freehan.
Addy Joss at 54 pitches to start the fifth. Fastball misses down low. Joss rocks and fires. High fly ball to right. That's a lazy one. Doby drifts under it, puts it away for the first out. So again, the Indians started off this season just terribly. They were down at the bottom of the AL Central. They finally got hot in June, started climbing up the ranks, trying to make yet another come-from-behind push, as they have in the first 3 years of the FSBL in the AL Central. Gotten themselves within, I think they got within 3 of a wild card spot entering this series. But the Tigers have let them know they are in charge of this division right now. Tigers have taken the first 3 games of this 4-game set. A big statement series here by the Tigers. Northrop grounds out. There's 2 away. That'll bring up Placido Polanco. He flew out his first time. And we are at July 13th of Year 4 of the FSBL. The National League Game of the Week. We're going to do, let's see, our friends the Braves again. The Braves and the Phillies. We'll go at it in that one. A pair of 11-game winners. Warren Spahn and Cole Hamill will be the pitching matchup in that one. And the Phillies trying to weather the absence of reigning National League Most Valuable Player Chuck Klein, who is out until August with a torn hamstring. But it hasn't really slowed the Phillies down. Sherry McGee has done a great job in Klein's stead. And the Phillies just keep on rolling along. Phillies Phillies Giants, the presumptive NLCS, but we presumed that last year, and then the Dodgers upset the apple cart. They took down the Phillies. 3-2 count. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Beautifully done there by Joss, and the side is retired. We're midway through in Cleveland as our good friend SDJ Jamie tunes in. How are you there, Jamie? Good to see you, buddy. Bottom of the 5th, Victor Martinez will lead it off for the Tribe. I'll tell you, that Mays Roger Connor duo is the best duo in baseball right now, because Roger Connor has been unconscious as well. And Mays and Connor, that both of those guys are going, there's always going to be a little bit of a slowdown, but both of those guys are going to make a run at 60 this season. Ken Griffey Jr. holds the FSBL single-season homer record with 58. But, I mean, Mays and Connor, both pretty much from the jump this season, have been exceptional. Fastball, called strike there. It's 3-1. Mays, Connor, and Ott at 3-4-5. Hard to get better than that. Beautiful diving stop by Trammell. Throw to first, and he gets him. What a play by Al, and Trammell ranging to his right. Lays out full extension. Pops to his feet and guns out the slow-footed Victor Martinez with room to spare. That's a beauty by Trammell. It's funny, when I did my first opening day, when I got this project started, I made like a mini kind of like hype video, like a little 30-second hype video for opening day. And Trammell making a defensive play was one of the highlights I used today. Here's Tomei, he's 0 for 1. Change up, down in the dirt. Fastball swung on and missed. He's ahead of Tomei 1-2. Fastball there is fouled off. Green sets up inside. Newhouser deals. Misses up high. I mean, that American League West, I don't even know why those other 4 teams show up. It's just, they are so far short of what the A's have right now. Between Allen, Ripken, and Yount, 3 great shortstops back then. Oh, for sure, Dwayne. For sure. Ripken isn't in the FSBL as of yet. And Yount has been a bit disappointing. He had a good year last year. He's kind of gone back down a little bit here in year 4. Fastball there, misses down and away. So it's a 1-out walk. And that'll bring up Al Rosen. Rosen struck out his first time up. You know, you always use disappointing in a league kind of setup like this with a grain of salt. Just because, again, you know, if you put the best hitters and the best pitchers and you put them all together, well, some people are going to have to be below average just by definition of average. You know, so you're kind of end up with, you know, some people are always going to underperform. If even the top guys, even if they don't overperform, if they just perform anywhere near their regular level, you're going to have other guys who are going to have to significantly underperform to balance that out. In a league setup like this, you know, offensive guys who didn't walk very much tend to struggle. Pitchers who walked a lot of batters tend to struggle in a setting like this, because there's too many good hitters for you to give up free base runners. A guy like J.R. Richard is having a devil of a time getting any traction in this league. For the Indians with a huge addition next year, the Indians are going to add Bob Feller through the rookie draft as the side is retired there in the bottom of the 5th. We'll head to the 6th. Tigers and Indians tied at 1. Feller is going to walk some hitters. Now, Feller gave up few enough hits that he'll probably be okay, which is the same reason why Nolan Ryan will probably end up being okay when he gets down, once he enters the league. But those guys who walk a lot of guys, they tend to be underperformers in a league like this. It's just the nature of that kind of a project. Pitchers who don't strike out a lot of guys. Again, if you're just not missing a lot of bats, and the bats you're facing are of a better quality, you're just going to run into some problems. A guy like Fidrich underperformed a bit in this kind of a setting. Fidrich just didn't strike a lot of guys out. There was a lot of contact against him. Fidrich wasn't terrible, and he got better. He's just kind of been the odd man out this year. With Newhouser coming in, Fidrich was the guy who got bounced. 1-2 offering from Joss. In there for a called strike 3, and Inge knew it. 3rd strikeout for Addy Joss. There's one away here in the top of the 6th. Order turns over. Here's Trammell. He's 0 for 1. He's also walked. This is correct. You can't have everybody hitting 330-some homers and a pitcher with 20 games with 2-point-something. Exactly. Even the way that I do this, where it's a bit of a deeper pool, and you've got some guys who were not stars, in this project, you still have enough that rule applies. It just not so much to the extremes. But a guy, with all before, with the trade that just happened, somebody like Andre Dawson. Dawson, not a big average guy, didn't draw a ton of walks. In a setting like this, Dawson will hit his homers, but he's not going to be a big average kind of guy. So here's Granderson. He's 0 for 2. James says these leagues playing average is below average of our normal perception. Exactly. Change up there is foul off. And that's also why I came up with this idea to set it up this way, as opposed to doing the traditional franchise stars. It's just let's get everybody's best 30 players. You're going to have guys who just are never going to see the light of day in that kind of a setting. Or the A's at first base, or even with Wayne here, Wayne's benefit, something like the Braves or the Yankees. Take the Braves, for example. You've got Eddie Matthews and Chipper Jones. Well, somebody's just not going to play very much. At least this way, if a guy comes in at the right time, you could have an order of succession there, and everybody gets to have a bit more playing time and a bit fuller career. Yes, Ricky is back on top in terms of steals. And Ricky's actually not having a great year for the A's in terms of average and stuff like that. His average is actually down a little bit. But he's swiping the bags. 3-2 fastball. Granderson fouls off another one. 8 pitches so far in this at-bat. Granderson battling Joss here. 2 outs, top of the 6th of a tie ball game. Joss delivers. Granderson chops it out to second. Lodgeway has it, throws to first, and the side is retired. So we got a dandy going on here in Cleveland, other than the uniform glitch. Lodgeway plays for the Indians. He's due up second in the bottom of the sixth. So here's Lofton. He's 2 for 2.
Leading off for the Guardians, the center fielder, number 7.
Yes, Ricky. Yep, that's because he's the greatest. Just ask him. It's funny you mentioned. I think it was you in Beatles chat the other night mentioning that classic story of Ricky Henderson and John Olerud, and for easily at least 10 years, I have loved sharing that story because it's one of my favorite all-time baseball stories. And then to find out, I saw a video clip of Olerud talking, and Olerud said that story was made up, and I was so disappointed that story wasn't real. Because that story is great. If you folks are if you're unfamiliar with that story, as Lofton grounds out, the story goes that Ricky Henderson and John Olerud played for the Mets late 90s, the 2000 Mets. And of course, John Olerud, he had a brain aneurysm when he was in college, so that's why Olerud always wore a batting helmet when he played the field. So him and Ricky were on that team. And a few years later, both had left the Mets. Ricky was, 800 years old and still playing around the league and whatever. And Olerud had ended up with the Mariners. And Henderson signs with the Mariners. And the story that was told was that Henderson sees Olerud wearing the batting helmet in the field. And he's like, "What's up with that, man?" He goes, "I used to play with the guy who did that." And Olerud told him, he goes, "Yeah, Ricky, that was me." And that story had gone on for ages. And it's such a quintessential Ricky story. So when Olerud said that story wasn't true, I got to tell you, that little piece of my heart broke. 2 down. Here's Manny. And he's driven in the lone run for the Tribe. Newhouser delivers. Curveball inside. Fastball misses down and away. Manny fouls that one off to the right side. Count at 2-2. Yes, Dwayne. Yeah, some stories, those classic old stories, you want them to be real. Because baseball is so full of stories like that. Fastball swung on and missed. Down goes Manny. And the side is retired. We'll head to the top of the 7th here in Cleveland. Joss and Newhouser both throwing gems. We're tied at 1. So hard in the Tigers order. Joss starts the 7th at 80 pitches. Here's K-Line. He's 1 for 2. Breaking ball deep to left field. K-Line gets a hold. Hopes it stays fair, and it does. Al K-Line goes yard, and the Tigers have taken a 2-1 lead. Home run number 8 for K-Line. And he has not missed a beat since he came back from the injury. K-Line missed 7 weeks with a broken hand. He did not miss this pitch. That is belt high. Joss knew it right off the bat. 449, they call that. That is a jolt from K-Line. 2-1 Tigers. Here's Norm Cash. Takes a breaking ball down low. Jameson reminds me, Yogi said, "I really didn't say everything I said." Shot hit well out to right center, but Lofton gets a great break on that. Puts it away. One of my favorite underrated yogis is the story of him ordering a pizza, and the guy asks him if he wants it cut into 6 slices, and Yogi says, "Cut it into 6. I don't think I can eat 8." Here you see the Andre Dawson homer. And Dawson recently acquired from the Expos. Dawson's been a bit of an underperformer. Good power, low average, low on base percentage. Fastball at the knees at 0-2. Again, the Expos were such a huge surprise winning the NL East in year 1. They made the playoffs as a wild card team in year 2, but the Expos have just fallen apart over the last 2 years. They have begun a sell-off of sorts here in year 4. Oh, 0-2 pitch from Josh. Curveball gets Dawson for the strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Josh, and there's 2 away here in the top of the 7th.
The catcher, Bill Freehan.
So here's Bill Freehan. Freehan is 0 for 2. Fly ball, that's hit pretty well out to right. Doby going back, still going back at the track, puts it away a step shy of the wall. And the side is retired, but K-Line goes deep as the Tigers reclaim the lead. 7th inning stretch time here in Cleveland. It's 2-1 Detroit. So here's Doby. Doby is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown out. 1 for 11 in the series.
Number 14.
Newhouser at 90 pitches as we open up the 7th. Fastball in for a called strike. There's bullpen action for Detroit. Bruce Smiley the lefty, Mike Henneman the right hand. Curveball misses away. It's 1-1. Out-of-town scoreboard, I've been remiss in mentioning that today. Yankees over the Orioles, 6-1 in the 7th. Roger Maris has driven in a pair for New York in that one. White Sox lead the Red Sox 3-0 in Boston in the 7th. Shoeless Joe Jackson is in his 20th home run of the year. Blue Jays over the Rays, 2-1 in Toronto. That game is also in the 7th. Desmond Jennings continuing to have a breakout year. Home run number 13 for Tampa. Tony Fernandez has smacked his 9th for Toronto. Twins 3, Royals nothing. That game is in the 4th in Kansas City. J.D. Drew has gone deep for the Twins. Rangers and A's just underway in Oakland. Cheney and Plank, the pitching matchup there. Astros and Angels just underway in Anaheim. That game is scoreless. J.R. Richard and Andy Messersmith, the pitching matchup in that one. Mets lead the Marlins 8-4 in the 7th in Miami. Yoenis Cespedes, the rookie, his 20th home run of the year for the Mets. And Yelich has driven in 3 for the Marlins. Expos lead the Brewers 1-0 in the 4th. Marquise Grissom's 7th home run. We'll get back to that as Hal Newhouser is going to be taken out of this game. So Newhouser a little bit surprised how quickly they're pulling him here. Not at 100 pitches yet. Still throwing well. They're going to bring in another lefty, Hank Aguirre.
Number 36.
4-1 at 3.55 ERA. So I guess Aguirre had been throwing before Henneman and Smiley got up. So I guess this is all kind of part of the plan here for Detroit to go to Aguirre. He'll come in, nobody out, 1 on, to face Jose Ramirez. Ramirez is 0 for 2. Fastball is in there for a called strike. Daniel says, "What a game!" Yeah, I'll tell you, I've said this multiple times, but excuse me, I coughed there. Turn off the mic. But the games I've done as the games of the week this season here in year 4, I've had very few duds. Ramirez goes the other way down the right field line. That's going to be extra bases. Retrieving it is K-line. Throw comes in. Relay from Polanco. The runner will hold at third. Good relay from K-line to Polanco, but it's a double for Jose Ramirez. And the Indians have second and third and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 2-1. So now here's Victor Martinez. He's 0 for 2. Screwball there from McGuire, misses. All right, hold on a second. I want to pause this for a minute and think about this from the managerial perspective now that we're in the 7th. I mean, you could theoretically walk Victor Martinez here to load the bases. You have lefty and Tomei and then a righty. McGuire's going to have to face Tomei anyway. I know Tomei's having a miserable year, but man, loading the bases to get to Jim Tomei, I'm not sure that's necessarily the play there. I'm going to let him go after Martinez. I'm going to let him go instead of a walk here. Let McGuire go after him and see what happens. Screwball there, misses down low. So now he's behind him 2-0 here. Martinez has been swinging a very good bat over the last month. McGuire deals. Ground ball to short. That's going to tie the ball game up, though. Trammell has it, throws the first. Martinez is set aside, but the run comes home, and it's now a 2-2 ball game. So now here's Tomei. Again, Tomei only batting .219. McGuire will go after Tomei here. First pitch fastball in for a called strike. From the set. Breaking ball, popped, foul ground. Lots of hang time here, but that's a long run for Northrop. He's not going to get there. And the count goes to 0-2. McGuire tries to come up and in. Tomei holds up his swing. They say he did. It's 1-2. 2-2 as the screwball misses inside. And Al Rosen waits on deck for the Indians. Tomei almost assuredly will be McGuire's last batter. Fastball misses up high. 3-2. McGuire from the set once more. Fastball swung on and missed, and down goes Tomei. Big strikeout there for McGuire. Tomei's struggles continue. Indians looking for a big hit. That's going to be it. Again, the game was going to leave him in, but I think they're going to right here. Score to sit down. Henneman should have been warm already. Go down, visit, buy a little time. They're taking a while to warm up at. Benton is actually a little bit more warmed up than Henneman. All right, that's fine. So Al Benton will come in. Benton on the year, no record of 1.38 earned run average. routine appearances for Benton. Al Rosen, again, the Indians don't really have a great bench. Sewell, Jacoby, Brantley, Jojima, Jimenez. I'm inclined to let Rosen hit here. Again, I try not to get I don't get too sucked into platoon stuff. Rosen's swinging decent enough back. We're gonna let Rosen take this at bat. Lead run on third. Fastball misses outside. Daniel asks, how did Tomei fare facing lefties? I'm not sure off the top of my head. I don't think Tomei was bad against lefties in his career, though, but he was nowhere near as good as against right. Rosen pulls that one foul. Benton from the set. Rocks and fires. Rosen fouls it straight back. Now goes to 1-2. Benton sets. Delivers. Fastball misses inside. Two and two, the count. Here's the pitch. Deep drive. Rosen the other way. And that ball's out of here. Home run, Al Rosen, 4-2 Indians. And boy, did the Tribe need that. So Benton, who's been so good this season, comes on. Al Rosen stays on to face him righty-righty. And that move works for the Indians. 2-run jack for Rosen. 4-2 Cleveland. That's a nice poke opposite field there for Al Rosen. So now, here's Ray Chapman. Chapman is 0 for 2. Fastball misses inside. Chapman is flown out and grounded out. Again, we still got, we're a day shy of the All-Star break. So there's still plenty of game left. Every team has 60-plus games remaining on the schedule. But this is a big one here for the Indians. The Indians, again, had been so terrible. And then they made their push, and then the Tigers just smacked them down the first 3 games of this 4-game set. They knocked them back below 500. So this would be a nice one for the Indians to get and take a little bit of the sting out heading into the All-Star break, because they will try to set themselves up for another second-half push. It's kind of become their MO over the first 3 years of the FSBL. Fastball misses down and in. Three and one the count. Kenny Lofton waits on deck. Look at the home run and RBI numbers for Willie Mays and Roger Connor compared to the next people on the list there in the National League. Ground ball down to third. Inge picks it nicely and throws him out. And the side is retired. But uniform glitch notwithstanding, Al Rosen goes deep. 2-run jack to give the Indians the lead. We head to the 8th. It's 4-2 Tribe. So Joss will start the top of the 8th. He will face Jim Northrup. Northrup is 0 for 2. He is lined out and grounded out. I just want to make sure the Indians at least have bullpen action going. And they do. They actually got their closer up and throwing. Daniel Fosse. Fosse has not been great, but And they don't want to let this one get away from them. 41,959 here at Cleveland Stadium. Shaw has been throwing for a little bit. Lasse just has started throwing out there in the Cleveland bullpen. Joss rocks and fires. Norfolk pulls it down to first, right at Tome. He'll take it to the bag himself, and there's one away.
Now batting, number 18.
Again, even if they fall here, this has still been a statement series for the Tigers. Come into Cleveland, the three-time AL Central champions, knowing that they've started their push, and to take at a minimum 3 or 4 from them is a very impressive job by Detroit. Polanco, however, not so fast. Don't talk about us like we're going to lose this game. He dunks a base hit down the right field line. Johnny Bassler is going to get the call to come on here and pinch hit. Bassler batting .333. Very limited playing time so far. Takes the fastball for a called strike. Bassler batting for Brandon Inge. That's the knees. Joss ahead of him 0-2. Joss rocks and fires. Ties him up on the fastball. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Nice pinch hit appearance there for Johnny Bassler. He goes down on 3 pitches. 5th strikeout for Joss. So the order will turn over. Here's Alan Trammell. Trammell is 0 for 2. Pitch swing. Trammell fouls it up. Was also walked. Joss delivers. Trammell shoots one foul, and it's 0-2. Again, uniform retired number sometimes glitch in MLB The Show is why Alan Trammell is not wearing the number 3 he should be wearing. Pitch down in the dirt, gets away from Victor Martinez, and Polanco goes down to second. That's a wild pitch down in the dirt by Joss. Martinez blocked it, kind of hit off a shin guard and rolled back out toward the mound. 1-2 pitch. Trammell goes reaching, dribbles it foul. Joss checks the runner and delivers. This is down low. 2-2 the count. Joss from the set, delivers. Gets him with the changeup down low. Down goes Trammell. 6 strikeouts for Addy Joss through 8 innings of 2-run ball. Joss pumped as he leaves the field. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2 Indians.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
So Bob Bailey will come in to play third for Brandon Inge.
Now playing third base.
That'll bring up Kenny Lofton. Lofton 2 for 3, a pair of singles. I'm not sure that Al Benton should really be staying in.
The center fielder, number 7.
Lofton the lefty.
Your attention, please.
Michael Fulmer so far on the year, 1-1 at 3.48 earned run average in 18 appearances. He will start off facing Kenny Lofton. Smiley back up in case we get down to the lefty portion of the batting order. Fulmer rocks and fires. Lofton first pitch swinging, slices one out to left. Northrop's under it. One pitch, one out for Michael Fulmer. Here in the bottom of the eighth.
Now batting, number 0.
So here's Lajoie. Lajoie's 17-game hitting streak on the line. He's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch, but that doesn't count towards the hit streak. Fastball. This is outside. Pitch, change up. This is down and in. Fulmer behind Lajoie, 2-0 here. Lajoie pokes one down the right field line, foul. See if Joss gets to start the top of the ninth, or if Clase comes in. As you mentioned, Clase has not been great. Ideally for the Indians to get another insurance. 3-1 as Fulmer works to Lajoie. Pitch in there for a called strike, and the count goes full. Fulmer delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. Down goes Lajoie, and there's 2 away. So Fulmer comes with the fastball up high. Lajoie can't catch up to it. Good work in and out there from Fulmer. Here's Manny. He's 1 for 3. He had an RBI single early. Slider there. Gets a hold of that one, but foul. Delivers. Manny skies it. Foul. Hanging up there. Kaline giving chase. He's going to get there. Nice job by Al Kaline, and the side is retired. So Kaline ranging well into foul territory. We'll head to the top of the ninth here in Cleveland. 4-2 Indians. Granderson, Kaline, and Cash. 2 up for the Tigers.
Your attention, please.
They will face Emmanuel Clase. Clase has blown 6 saves, 24 of 30, a 4.82 earned run average in 32 appearances. Clase has been so good over the first 3 years. Here's Granderson. Start off. He's 0 for 3.
The center fielder, number 28.
The fastball misses outside. It delivers. Granderson, fly ball to center. Carrying a little bit, but well inside the park. Lofton is puts it away for the first out.
Now batting, number 6.
So that'll bring up Kaline. Kaline homered his last time up. 2 for 3, a double, a homer, and an RBI. Clase deal. This is inside. Auction fires, gets the high strike call there. It's 1-1. Kaline spins away from the plate to avoid yelling at the umpire. One off. Kaline out to right field, but Dolby is there. Two-handed grab, and the Tigers are down in their final out. So here's Norm Cash. Cash is 0 for 3. Blew out his last time up. First pitch fastball misses down low. Cash gets on base. Newcomer Andre Dawson would come up as the potential tying run. Fastball in for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Clase deals. Cash fouls it off, and the Tigers are down to their final strike. Clase from the set. Delivers. This is down low. Two-two pitch. Fly ball to left. Hit pretty well, but Manny is underneath it. Puts it away, and the side is retired. Ball game is over. The Indians avoid the sweep. They get back to 500, 49-49. Joss was terrific in this one, put his team on his back. The Tigers still, an impressive performance from the Tigers. They take 3 out of 4 here against the 3-time AL Central champion Indians. And that is the last game before the All-Star break. So we'll see what the Indians have in store for the second half. Can they get themselves into the postseason? There's the big K-line blast. There's the Al Rosen homer. And no doubter for Rosen. Addy Joss gets the win. He improves to 11-3. Hank Aguirre takes a loss. Falls to 4-2. Emmanuel Clase picks up his 25th save of the season. Joss gets player of the game honors. Tigers homers for K-Line and Dawson. Rosen had the long ball for the Indians. Your final line scores: 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Cleveland. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Detroit. So that'll do it. Again, next game either tomorrow night or Sunday night late will be the National League Game of the Week. We'll do Braves and Phillies in that one. And then either, depending on when that game is, either Sunday night or sometime Monday, I will do the All-Star Game. Then we will pick up with the quote-unquote second half, even though we're past the midway point, but second half of Year 4. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Nathaniel and Dwayne were here. Jamie was here as well. Mike, Sports Time Machine, in the house as well. And 007 popped in earlier for a spell as well. Check out everybody's channels. Support each other. Support the community. And just continue to be the best community going here. This is a great group and always appreciate it. Bang that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And most importantly, everybody, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. The Indians win the series finale against the Tigers, 4-2 in Cleveland.